What's up, guys? I'm Mike. This is a Tainted Love. This is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre update, and it's a huge one. It's awesome news. I know you guys are probably getting sick of my face at this point. I don't blame you. I would too. I wasn't going to put up a video today. We've had news updates all week. Crazy stuff. From Scream 28 years later, Saw, going to Blumhouse, Dangerous Animal review, that movie ripped. Check all that out on the channel if you haven't. But this news might be the funnest of them all. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is back, and back in a big way. Jay and I were personally fans of the 2022 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Not perfect, not by any means, but we had a good time with it. Try anything and you're canceled, bro. But that's officially off the table, it sounds like. Unless they're one of a long list of members who on Monday are going to present their pitches to Verve, who owns parts of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise and the other owning parties. They're going to have a big pitch meeting on Monday where people are going to dance like monkeys to try to win the rights to various parts of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, including TV rights, stage rights, game rights. And this probably maybe has something to do with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game from Gun Media semi-ending. I don't know. Now, a while back, they reported that JT Malner, who did Strange Darlings, and Glenn Powell were in on something regarding it. And then JT Malner tweeted, "Don't believe everything that you read." So it sounds like he could have been saying it's sort of true, but parts of it are not true, or it's not true at all. But he's also in this article that comes from Deadline, this bombshell article, which explains there are various people who are up for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, including, let's get into it.
Do your thing, cuz.
And by the way, it says that there are no clear frontrunners at this time, but one name that's picking up steam, and might be my least favorite one, is Tyler Sheridan. Tyler Sheridan is a guy, you've definitely heard his name. He started with Yellowstone, and now he pretty much writes everything. Everything in Hollywood. The back of the shampoo that you read on the toilet is definitely from Taylor Sheridan at this point. Ty Sheridan, however you want to say it. The guy's in everything. But he's only on as a producer, apparently, in this. And it makes a lot of sense because he's a country dude, you know. He likes to ride horses and eat beans. And then sometimes when he's alone in the tent with another cow, that's a different movie. But yeah, it totally makes sense. It's right up his alley for sure. But he's in the works, but would only be a producer. And I like this one. I might like this one the most. It also names Oz Perkins, who just directed Longlegs, who just directed The Monkey, would totally crush it. Unfortunately, he is also only in this as a producer. But he would co-write with, what would Brian Bertino do? Brian Bertino is the director of The Strangers. Apparently, he has a pitch which he would co-write with Oz Perkins. That's one route we could go for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And that is if Neon wins the rights, which Neon's been doing some great stuff lately, specifically with Oz Perkins as one of those people. Next up, we have, and I don't want this one for a very particular reason, we have Jordan Peele and we have Universal. And Jordan Peele, again, would only produce, allegedly. I'm not in love with Universal lately, you know? I hate how they treat YouTubers specifically. It's like they really go after people just for talking about their movies. It's like they don't want the free promotion, but they give everything away in all of their trailers. A lot of the Blumhouse issues stem from stuff with Universal. Not the biggest Universal guy right now. That's not to say they don't still put out stuff that's awesome and that this wouldn't be awesome. We once again have JT Malner in the works for it, and this says that the first report was that JT Malner, who again wrote and directed Strange Darlings, which rocks shit, awesome Kyle Gallner film. They first reported that Malner and Roy Lee were kicking the tires on it, and apparently that was for a TV project. So if that happens, and maybe that's what he meant by "don't believe everything that you read," is that Malner and Roy Lee, producer again of Weapons, we're kicking the tires on a TV project, a specific Texas Chainsaw Massacre television thing. Would you guys want that, by the way? Do you guys think that would work? That seems to be all the rage. We know that Miramax got the rights to Halloween specifically for a TV series, and obviously Crystal Lake's getting ready to come out. Welcome to Derry with It just happened, you know, the Alien TV show. There's something in the backdrops of Hollywood, even though we haven't gotten a specifically super successful recall in the way of a TV series. You know what I mean? Like, you would think with all this noise going on, there had been one that has happened that recently that has been super successful. And I'm not talking about original stuff, but like slashers from the past. It's interesting. I don't know what's going on in Hollywood, but this seems to be all the rage. This seems to be where they want to make their money in a lot of cases. So that's one option that they have. I'm okay with the TV series. I think it would be really fun. I know like movies are my thing too, and I'm the same with Crystal Lake, with Jason, with Halloween. I'm personally, as me, more excited to watch a film, but I've never really had that. None of us have like a Michael Myers current times back in the 80s and stuff like that. You know, Freddy's Nightmares and stuff. They got no resources or whatever. We live in the day of Game of Thrones and shit like that. They got money behind these things. So for me, though I know it's an unpopular decision, I wouldn't mind seeing one of these in a TV format because it's, 8 to 10 hours of Texas Chainsaw Massacre or an hour and a half. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of fascinated with that if you get the right people, and most importantly, if you put it on the right platform. Don't put it on Stars. Stars is where great shows go to fucking die. But anyway, I'm getting beside myself. That particular project would have Glenn Powell involved, but he would not be starring in it. He would be involved in another capacity, which is sort of a bummer if you're a Glenn Powell fan. If you feel it, chase it. He said, I'm too sexy for that franchise. It's like, nuh-uh, Matthew McConaughey was in that. Get that bitch! Yeah! But fascinating about that TV project is that it's also an A24 project. So apparently, A24 has not been stinkied by their whole Brian Fuller experience with trying to make Crystal Lake. Whatever they've got working now with the new guy is working out for them because they're ready to jump back in and fall in love again with a little bit of sadness. I was thinking of like leather skin, but all my brain just went straight to Jim Carrey and Cable Guy. I was like, silence of the lambs. Anyway, that's an A24 TV project for the 76th time. And finally, Roy Lee also, sounds like Geddy Lee. Roy Lee also has a film pitch for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which would be set up at Netflix. Now, I'm guessing that there are other people in the running. I'm good with Netflix too. Like, nah. If we're going to do a movie, I just want to see it on the big screen, man. I want to get some popcorn and I want to go watch that thing. It's fine if it goes to Netflix, whatever. We still get one. It makes it easier to watch and everything, but I would like a movie, please. Thank you. I'd like to go see it at the drive-in, perhaps. That'd be a nice time. I'd really appreciate it. Where'd you get that? Real nice. Got it at Target. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. But that's it, guys. So that's all we know of the players involved. But I feel like that's got to be most of it because this article had a lot of information. It feels like they got the whole scoop. You know, they got both hands on that thing. Honk, honk. And, and that's the thing. So which of those options, if we could have any of those options, would you like to see? The article mentions something specific in here that part of the reason for this bidding war and for all these bidding wars is that these companies seem to understand with the model in Hollywood that if you take a dormant horror movie franchise and you put an auteur of some kind behind it, then it seems to work out in success. They specifically mention Scream and then Radio Silence, who was just on the heels of having that surprise hit with Ready or Not. And that seems to be like a passionate, altruistic, I don't mean like, amid Skinamarink. Not like that, but like, somebody who's not, Michael Bay, I guess. Although he had a nice fucking run there too with Platinum Bay, didn't he? Platinum Dunes. But, and that's interesting to me. And once again, I'm asking you, where the fuck is Freddy Krueger then? Where the fuck is Freddy fucking Krueger? And where's the Halloween news updates, man? Come on, give us something. Which of these do you guys want? I'm going to rank them for you real quick. My number 1 is Oz Perkins, working with Brian Bertino, who I haven't always heard the kindest things about. And, it's been a minute, but Oz Perkins, I like that guy and what he does a whole lot. And I really like what Neon's doing. I feel like they can turn it into a success for sure. As a movie would be my favorite. My second favorite actually would probably be the TV option. I think it would be fascinating to see what happens with that. And third favorite, I guess, would have to go to the Ty Sheridan situation, whatever that is. I don't know. It doesn't get great from there. I'm not going to rank them. How about that? How about I just don't rank them? How about I just tell you what I want? What I want is Oz Perkins and Brian Bertino, and I want a TV series. I'm getting fucking greedy. Yes, once again, honk honk. What are your all's opinions on all of this? What do you want to see the most? And I'll probably be on here in like another 5 more minutes with another news update. You're going to be sick of me, and if not, I'm gonna make you sick of me. But yeah, we'll see you Patreons tomorrow night in the live stream. Sign up for that down below, or YouTube memberships as well. There's a tier where you can get on that live stream there as well too. Love your all's fucking faces.